Today's passage is Colossians chapter 1, verses 11 to 20. Sometimes in Thought for the Day, we mention a person being commemorated. And today the church remembers Athanasius. In his case, I probably deserve some kind of esoteric qualification merely for being able to pronounce his name. He was Bishop of Alexandria in the 3rd century and is chiefly remembered for winning an argument with a contemporary, Arius, it's all A's today, who taught that Jesus was fully human, not divine. This was rather an important argument, and the whole church was involved in the dispute for a long time. Our Nicene Creed comes out of it, describing Jesus with phrases like God from God, light from light, true God from true God, begotten, not made, of one being with the Father. Why did it matter? And why is it worth thinking about today? Well, a Jesus who was merely human might go down in history as a good man, a prophet, perhaps, a miracle worker, but one among very many such people. A short-lived celebrity, a hero to those who knew him, sadly cut off in his prime. But a Jesus who was God incarnate brings us the whole Christian gospel. God with us, experiencing our life, the whole human lot, warts and all, going through death and defeating it to rise again. One who showed us the nature of God, the character of God the Father in action among us. How much would we understand of the compassion of God had Jesus not wept at the tomb of Lazarus or raised the widow's only son? How much would we know of God's anger at oppression and injustice if it wasn't for that vivid story of turning the tables in the temple? How much would we understand of God's forgiveness without Peter's denial and reinstatement as leader of the apostles? Or the parable of the lost son, the prodigal? And in these times, how this helps us picture the risen Christ walking the COVID-19 wards, the intensive care facilities, grieving at funerals with the relatives there and those excluded from the funerals. All we know of Jesus gives us glimpses into the very heart of God, so that we fall down and worship and respond with as much love as our merely human hearts can hold. For in him, Paul wrote, all the fullness of God was pleased to dwell and to reconcile all things by making peace through the cross.